everyone. Good morning. Hi, good morning. Welcome to our Keeping It Real series. I'm going to be going back and forth. Hi, Renee. I'm talking to Instagram over here and Facebook. My name is Susan Johnson. I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner. I'm also the founder of the Kick Cancer Movement, and I'm a presidential diamond with doTERRA Essential Oils. My job is to educate and empower you to live your healthiest life possible. And that's really the goal in both of these spaces, both on Instagram and on Facebook. Each week I share a little bit about personal growth, about physical growth. We talk a little bit about Jesus. We talk about essential oils. We talk about marriage, all those things. But really, truly, the end of the day, I hope to inspire and encourage you to live your healthiest life possible. So today we are going to talk about how to get back into the swing of things with school starting soon. So if this is going to be helpful for some of your friends and family, I encourage you to share this video so that they can catch this as well and hopefully benefit. Here's the deal. I'm going to be totally transparent with you guys. We homeschool, and part of that is really selfish. The idea of getting up early in the mornings and having to prepare lunches, and I only have 2 children, is like super overwhelming. So I am coming at this from a very selfish perspective with part of the reason we homeschool. But we have had our kids in school in the past, and so I've had to pack lunches and had to prepare ahead of time. And what I've learned is that it doesn't have to be complicated, okay? So my first thing I'm going to ask you to do is do not go on Pinterest and compare your school lunches that you're preparing for your children to the Pinterest moms, because you will fail every time. Let's make it easy. So number 1, it's important to understand that what we are feeding our children, what we're putting in their body, is either contributing to health and building them up or contributing to disease and breaking them down. It's that simple. And unfortunately, a lot of people just don't really understand that correlation, and they don't combine the two concepts that what we feed ourselves is going to have a direct effect on our health. And with our kids, they're growing. They need to focus. They need to pay attention. Hi. So we have to be really, really aware of how important it is to put nutrients into our kids' bodies. So breakfast, starting that off with really simple eggs cooked in butter, easy peasy, right? But when you're preparing your kids' lunch, I want you to break it down to 3 simple things. You're going to have a fat, a protein, and a carbohydrate. And I'm going to make it even simpler. That carbohydrate should be fruit or vegetable, and fresh fruit or a vegetable. So not applesauce, but a sliced apple, okay? The protein should ideally come from an organic source. That could be a handful of nuts. It could be a piece of beef jerky. I share on my blog, which I linked in the title of this post, I shared with you guys some of my very favorite kid lunches that have been approved by my children and are very, very simple. And some of the favorite sources of like beef jerky and things like that we give our kids. So the protein needs to be organic. And again, it could be nuts and seeds, or it could be some organic beef jerky, organic meat of some sort. And the fat, super, super important, because that's going to be the long burning source of fuel for our kids throughout the day. So they're going to get burned out. How many of you guys feel in the mornings when you don't eat a healthy breakfast full of fat? How many of you crash by 10 o'clock and you're reaching for sugar or you're reaching for caffeine because you feel terrible? It's because you didn't consume enough fat to sustain you through the day. Think of a fireplace. When you build a fire, you need kindling and you need a log. You need the wood. So I want you to understand what the log's role is that's fat. You put that big log on the fire because that is going to be the long burning source of fuel. But you need kindling to get the fire started. Kindling is like the carbohydrates, right? That's the quick energy, but it burns up quick. So if you're feeding your children a breakfast or lunch full of carbohydrates, a sandwich, chips, and fruit, that's all carbohydrates, they're going to burn up, their energy is going to burn up quick. They're going to crash in the afternoon. They're going to come home grumpy. They're not going to want to do their homework. Their teachers are not going to really love them by the end of the day. So let's help our kids' teachers. Let's help their health. Be really aware of what we're feeding them. So again, let's break it down. 3 things in their lunchbox: a carbohydrate, which should come from fresh vegetables or fresh fruit; protein, which should be an organic source, and that could be nuts and seeds, or it can be organic meat; and third, fat, a healthy fat. So our favorite fat that we like to include in our kids' lunches or for snacks is avocados. My kids enjoy avocados with salt, but what if you got those organic guacamole packets and you put that in their lunch with maybe some plantain chips. So they could dip that in. There's a healthy source of fat. Whole organic yogurt. That's another healthy source of fat. If your kids don't do great on dairy, you can get the Forager brand. They sell cashew-made yogurt. And it's, again, a healthy source of fat. A big chunk of raw cheese. That's a healthy source of fat. And again, ideally, you want all of this to be organic. Finally, and I share more about this on the blog post, so make sure you read it, you want to make sure that you're packing them water to drink. They don't need anything else. They don't need juice. Hopefully, you're not giving them soda, but you want to make sure they stay hydrated. They should be drinking half of their body weight in ounces of filtered water a day. So you can get a stainless steel or a glass water bottle that has a nice cover, so if it drops, it doesn't shatter. Maybe put a drop or two of lemon essential oil in there to help boost their immune system, help cleanse their system, and keeping them hydrated throughout the day. So I hope that this inspires you and encourages you that packing healthy kids' lunches does not have to be complicated, doesn't have to be hard, and get them involved. I think when we have involved our children in packing their lunches, I give them options. I say, you could choose this, this, or this as your fat, this, this, or this as your protein, and this, this, or this as your carbohydrate. When you involve them, they're going to be far more likely to consume the lunch that you pack for them the next day. So, oh good, I'm glad that was inspiring. Thank you guys for joining. Thanks for joining us on our Keeping It Real weekly series. I will be back next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And again, don't forget to read the blog post because I think you'll find a lot more inspiring information and some of our favorite school lunch recipes on there as well. So thank you guys. I hope you have a great day. Oops. And this is the hardest part, by the way, is running a live video and figuring out how to turn it off.